Steve, the last time Maine voters elected a Democrat to a statewide office was 2006, and they won't get a chance to give that another go until 2018's gubernatorial and U.S. Senate races. The more immediate concern is 2016, when Democrats will try to take back Maine's 2nd congressional district seat after they lost it and several other big races in the fall.
Even though the campaign is over.
As Mike Michaud was conceding the race for governor on election night, the congressional seat that he held for more than a decade was slipping away from Democratic control. Republicans also regained the majority in the state Senate.
I think Democrats didn't have, from the national effort all the way down, didn't have the enthusiasm, didn't have the fire in the belly to get out and vote like they did 2 years ago for President Obama.
Former Governor John Baldacci was the last Democrat to win a statewide election in Maine when he secured his 2nd term in 2006. Leading up to November's election, Democrats had been crowing about their party's massive ground game and get-out-the-vote efforts.
But you want the candidate out there walking up and down the streets of Bangor or Lewiston. You want them out there knocking on doors and talking to people.
Both Clintons and both Obamas came to Maine to stump for Democrats, but Baldacci says the candidates didn't do enough to separate themselves from the establishment.
The issues in Maine are always more important than what the political issues are in Washington.
I want to thank everyone.
While Michaud talked a lot about running a positive campaign, critics say Democrats really didn't do that.
They were basically running against the governor and against Republicans, and I think people reacted against that.
Rick Bennett is the chairman of Maine's Republican Party.
There's an ebb and flow to life, and the Democrats may have had a few bad years, but they're not to be counted out. I have a lot of respect for my adversaries on the other side.
His adversaries on the other side cleaned house after their Election Day losses. Democratic Party Chairman Ben Grant and other top staffers moved on. Phil Bartlett is the new face of the party.
LePage only got 48% of the vote. That means the majority of people were supporting more progressive candidates. We need to continue to build on that and make sure people really understand the difference between the two parties.
Maine voters seem
USM political science professor Ron Schmidt says moving forward, Democrats need to excite the voters in their base and attract middle-of-the-road voters who are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s.
In a place like Maine, it might even better for them to argue, as it were, take a page from some of our independent candidates and argue, we're not saying you have to be Democrats all the time. We're not saying that it's foolish of you to ever vote for a Republican. But if we've got a package that will help you, we're the party you should be looking at.
This is the future of Maine.
And while Democrats have already embarked on a statewide jobs tour, Governor Baldacci says they may be better served by taking a step back and listening.
I've always said to people, if you're not listening to them, you can't get their support. And I think it needs to come from having spaghetti dinners in rural areas or bean suppers or whatever it is that draws people to an event, or even going out knocking on doors. I think we need to do a lot more of that listening.
And aside from the question of what's next is the question of who's next. There have already been rumblings that Emily Kane may take another stab at the 2nd congressional district next year. Some people think she may have a better chance to win it in a presidential election year. Others think the party needs some fresh faces. Live in the studio, Paul Merrill, WMTW News 8.